Hello everybody. Welcome to another conversation and welcome to the third term 2025-2026 academic session. Oh my goodness, it's been a ride. Have you enjoyed it so far? I hope that this last lap will end successfully for everyone. Well done for everything that you're achieving in your school community. Thank you guys for all your support. And yeah, let's go win. You know why I'm making this post? Third term is a funny term because that's when big energy comes up, big decisions. Parents decide to leave, schools decide to make one or two improvements, and it's usually a term that, as educators, who have come to fear, which shouldn't be really, because the third term, mm, you should. What's so special about the third term? It's just like any other term, okay? There'll be children moving up, yes, and we celebrate those milestones, but then it shouldn't cause us to make big decisions that will or that we're not thinking through. It shouldn't cause you as a parent to take a drastic step, because if we say that we're partners in educating our children, then it means that every step of the way we should be talking to each other. And if we're not happy with what we're saying, we should, bring that forward. And as a school, we should be paying attention, right, to what our parents are saying so that we can continue to continuously improve our system to cater for our customers. So for me, um, I don't like that third term comes with a lot of fear, a lot of disturbances, right? Because for some of you in school, some of you school leaders, it's a term where you put people under tension. You must complete the scheme of work. You must do this. You must satisfy this parent. You are just on everybody's case. And what usually happens is that people begin to lose confidence in themselves because they are questioning, their own capability because they're not seemingly satisfying you. Okay, so as a school head, you might want to watch against that because I know that the pressure is on, and but there's always a middle ground that we need to strike. Okay, now what I've learned serving families for a decade plus is that for those parents that you water down your system for, they will eventually leave. You know why? Because they will get to a point where they realize that they have contributed to making your school system substandard. And then they will eventually leave. Yeah, because they don't want to be part of that feeling. Okay? So just something to for you to reflect on with your team, that if you have a parent who constantly comes back to you telling you that their child is not meeting up, this one, that one, you have to review your scheme of work, you have to see what you need to move, what you need to water down so that the child will be able to cope. You shouldn't even be having such conversations with parents, okay? Because they're not the ones at the driver seat. You are, your school is, you and your team, okay? And yes, you support every child according to their pace. However, when you allow parents determine, those decisions, it can really be fatal because what usually happens is that at the end of the third term, this family will live with their three children, with their four children, and then you are left wondering, oh, after all I've done for them to accommodate them, you see. So if that's how your business has been running, your school business has been running, it is not sustainable because believe me when I tell you that these parents will still live. So rather, what should you do? If a parent comes to you with such complaints, oh, my child is not meeting up and all of that, schedule a proper meeting. It's not the type you hold under the carpet. It's not the quick type of meeting that you hold at the reception area. No. Schedule a proper meeting with your team. By team, I mean those teachers, those staff that are directly responsible for that child's learning. Okay? Have a round table discussion with the parents and lay it out. Some children take time to blossom, and there's nothing you can do about it. All you can do as a learning center is to continue to support the child as best as you can. But the idea that a parent will instigate you, a learning center, to water down your scheme, to bring down your standard, to accommodate their child, don't do it. Trust me. It does not end well because they will still leave. Because you know what's going to happen? You and your team, you will work day and night to bring that child up to speed. And then when the parent sees that those learning gaps have been filled, they will go and look for a better school. In quotes. Because where they are going is they're not necessarily better than your school, but you have created a psychological problem for these parents because they are now feeling like, okay, since we could get them to water down the scheme for our child, who knows? Who knows? Do you understand? That's just how human beings are, okay? And that's just how some parents get to that thinking that makes them to leave your school community, okay? And these things usually happens in third term, so you might want to watch out for that, okay? And then be at ease. Again, there's nothing special about third term. You don't have to dance to the tune of the pressure. You don't have to. Be steady. Do what you're supposed to do for each child, and that's it. Okay, that's it. And don't forget to put yourself together, whatever you need to do to make this term run smoothly for you. Please engage it and be happy. All right.